So hey everyone, it's Kellie here. We're here today with a special guest. Her name is Nicole, and she is actually the inventor of unicorn spit. Have you heard of it? If you have heard of it, leave us a comment down below. Let us know if you've tried it. So before we dive in, I just wanted to take a second and thank you for watching my channel. Make sure to click the like button if you enjoy the video and subscribe to keep up with my weekly uploads. If you want to learn more about how to paint, please consider taking a class with me on my website at www.kelliechasseffineart.com. That helps support me in this channel so that I can continue to make new videos for you every week. I just got it in the mail the other day. I am so excited. I'm going to try it out. I've got lots of little ideas. It smells wonderful. It smells like, is it jasmine? Is that what you have in there? Like, it's the most amazing paint smell I've ever smelled. And it's non-toxic.
Yes, non-toxic, no VOC.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's good stuff.
It's pretty interesting.
So thanks so much for coming on today with me. Yeah, so if anybody has some questions, they can leave them here for you, and maybe you'll hop back in and
absolutely
and answer questions for anybody that might have them. We're going to chat with Michelle a little bit, and I'm so intrigued about her story. We talked on the phone before, and I was amazed. I thought you would absolutely love hearing her story. Michelle, if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us about Unicorn Spit. Let us know how you came up with it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle. I go by Michelle Nicole. I do have the last name. It's Gordon Day. I am the creator of Unicorn Spit, and it's a complete fluke. I got to be completely honest. I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not a chemist. I barely scraped by high school, dropped out of nursing school, and I went, through different jobs in my life. My most rewarding job was working for an adult daycare. In the adult daycare, I was brought in as the arts and crafts person, and it was shortly after my divorce, so I couldn't really handle a lot of stress. So going to that was really nice for me. Within a year of being there, I noticed that our elders and the adults that I was working with in the adult daycare, they weren't interested in doing macaroni crafts and different things like that. And so a lot of them just stared at the walls, or just were in a foul mood or bored and couldn't wait to get home. And so I wanted to make them happy, because in turn, I wanted to be happy. I was going through a lot of depression with my divorce. And so one day I was driving to work, and there was a desk on the side of the road, like this little cute desk. And I was like, you know what? I could pick that up. And I did. I picked it up, and I brought it into the adult daycare, and I looked around and said, does anybody know how to refinish furniture? And people came up and they're like, yeah, I remember doing this when I was young, or, oh yeah, I know how to do that, or whatever. We worked on peeling that paint off and getting it all slicked up, and it was warmer then too, so we could do it outside and not have to worry about fumes. And we got it all the way naked, and we were all proud of ourselves, and here's this little wooden desk sitting there, naked. And I was like, all right, well, what color should we paint it? And they're like, you just went through all of that because you wanted to paint it? And I was like, well, what else? They're like, if things are real wood, you stain it. You don't ruin antiques like this. This is a really nice antique. And come to find out, the piece was a really super nice antique.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was just under layers and layers of paint. And so I was like, yeah, but I really want it to be like red, like cherry red, and maybe some black or something. And they're like, okay. So I ordered online. I went online and I ordered some stuff that was supposed to give you like these really vibrant colors. And I went to go use it, and it stung my fingers.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh, there was something in it. There was something, it just wasn't right. And then the powder spilt all over the place, and it was just a mess. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to Lowe's, and I'm going to just order, because like they can dye the stain for you, they can dye it,
right,
like get clear and color it. And so I brought that in, and I put on, because I was always testing it on a piece of wood first, but it was like clear nail polish that was slightly tinted. And I was like, this is never
wasn't enough color
give me
for
that. Yeah, it's going to take me like 15 coats to get a big, huge bang. So I was like, all right, well, let's see what I can, anyways, I went home that night and I started messing around in my kitchen and looking at different things I have and different pigments I had and different paints I had and beet juice and Kool-Aids and anything I can possibly imagine. And I just started mixing things up
Mad scientist.
until I came up with something and I brought it in. I said, this makes a really pretty red. And they're like, what is it? And I was like, I don't know. I just made this stuff in my kitchen. It's like juices and dyes and then pigments and all kinds of weird stuff that I just threw together, but all of it's non-toxic. So we did it and it turned out so beautiful. And everybody was like, well, are you going to go get another piece of furniture now? And I was like, yeah. So we went to the veterans organization and we would pick up little pieces of furniture and bring them in. And as time went by, they wanted more colors and I would figure them out and figure them out and figure them out. So for 3 years, we were refinishing furniture. We used to get about 15 people a day max because they come by choice. Yeah, these are, independent living people, self-direct. We went from having 15 people to about 35 people a day and 2 projects going at a time because everybody wanted to use their adult skills and it swinged in their cognitive memory. Even the people with Alzheimer's would chime in and start working on something and then they'd forget and they go, oh yeah. And they were back in again. And it just really got everybody alive.
Art's amazing.
It was wonderful. It was. I mean, it just made everyone feel so wonderful. So then I also made it smell like jasmine because I wanted to put them in a better mood because I really believe in aromatherapy and it just brings the level down because we started getting so many people were getting agitated, like who's going to work on what, So I put some jasmine in there and everything seemed to be a little bit better and easier going. We did it all the time. We sold so many pieces of furniture. I'd put them on Craigslist and they'd sell and I'd take the money and I'd take all of them down and we'd go blow it at the casino. It was so fun. We had a good time. Sadly, we had a lot of budget cuts happen in 2012. Kansas no longer gave adult services, social activity services to disabled adults under the age of 65, which was the majority of my clientele. And so I was like, so they closed the doors. Now that company had been up and running for 17 years and they closed the doors. And so I was like, well, what the heck do I do now? Because childcare costs a lot and the job that I can get pays for childcare. What the heck am I supposed to do? So I was like, man, I was selling that furniture on Craigslist with them. If I could just, get one done a week as opposed to one done every 3 weeks because I'm working with so many people, I could actually make a living doing this. I started following trash routes and I would just go right behind, the areas where you can put large items out. And I would go drop the kids off at school, go pick out anything I possibly could, bring it home, clean it up, sell it as is, or if it was destroyed, take my frustration out on it. So that's what I did. And before I knew it, there was this market that was plagued with painted furniture, but mine were selling like crazy because they weren't white. They weren't this distress. They weren't, a solid color. They were wild because I figured I have nothing to lose. So I'd put these big glazes on the top and stain the woods all crazy, or like decoupage love letters that I found in the trash to the tops of them that have like kisses on. I did weird things that people were like, Michelle, that is, yeah. And I remember my brother and everyone going, Michelle, no one's gonna buy that. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to ask $900 for it. And they're like, you'll be lucky to get like $200. And this is from other furniture painters. And they were selling for like $900.
I love it.
Because their owners have specific tastes. They're not looking for a garage sale item.
Right.
Before I knew it, people were like, well, how are you doing this design? And I was like, well, I make my own stuff. And they're like, really? Can I have some? And I was like, sure. So I'd like put some little leftover cottage cheese containers and stuff like that and send them out to my nearby friends. And then people started posting it on furniture flipping groups on Facebook. And I didn't even know there were furniture flipping groups on Facebook. I had no idea about this. I was just doing what the old days taught me to do. And so I was like, well, this is cool. And then I started getting messages from people saying, hey, can I buy some of that? Hey, can I buy some of that? So I was like, sure. So I bought little mason jars and started mailing them out to people.
Wow.
And then before you know it, I was getting so many orders that like I didn't need to refinish anymore. I had to spend full time on my spaghetti pot in the kitchen. And me and the kids would sit there and put labels on, and I was so excited. And I was like, this could be a real business. I called my brother and I was like, hey, Tony, I'm doing really good at this. And I was like, would you lend me some money? I was like, I need to buy these. I bet you I could get a higher rate of return if I could buy these products in bulk and, buy real little bottles and everything. And, I think I could make some money. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll lend you the money. It'll never make it though, Michelle. But if it does make it, I'll be your partner for life. I sold everything so that I could have enough money to buy everything in bulk.
Invest
and
in
I
it.
figured I've got nothing left to lose. I'm already behind on my mortgage, so let's give it one hurrah. And I remember putting that first sticker on a little plastic bottle. I bought lotion bottles at the time and put that on there. It was pretty cool.
When did it go really big for you? How many years ago was this? It wasn't that long ago, right?
2015. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Everything's such a blur when you have kids. All I know is their ages. So I guess
5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
It's been 5 or 6 years, yeah. Because the company Eclectic Products, I sent them a love note and was like, I love your epoxy. I use it on everything, and it makes my stuff look super 3D. It's so good, and I tried another product, and I didn't like that other epoxy. And I just want you to know that you guys have the best epoxy in the world. I love Bama Wood Glaze Coat. I just wrote them a letter one night. I was really frustrated because I had just done my grandmother's table and it ruined it with somebody else's epoxy. Who sent it to me for free to try to use it. I was like, I'm going to fight it with love. And I sent Bama Wood that letter saying how much I love them to overcome that negative feeling I was having. And 2 days later, I get a phone call from them. And I was like, is this really you guys? And they're like, yeah. They're like, do you really make unicorn spit yourself in a spaghetti pot in your kitchen? And I was like, I moved up to turkey fryers to my garage now, and they're like, we need to talk. And before I know it, they flew down here and they were like, this stuff is amazing. Look at the stuff that you've done and the pictures and the community that you're growing. They're like, we can manufacture for you, Michelle, so you can concentrate on creating art and, just keep everybody excited and make tutorials and teach people. And I was like, all right. And well,
and there you go.
They kept their end of the bargain and I'm keeping mine.
So now it's everywhere, right? You can buy it everywhere.
The whole world. You can buy it around the whole world. It's in Hong Kong, Australia, Japan, and then Europe, Mexico, Canada, Asia.
Amazing.
It's
amazing.
Greece. I mean, it's everywhere. It is a dream come true for a little, nursing school dropout.
That's awesome.
Single mom. It couldn't have been man, this kind of stuff you see in movies or something.
They'll make a movie of you one day.
No, could you imagine?
You'll be on the big screen. Be awesome.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here first, right?
Oh yeah.
So Unicorn Spit. So now we know how you made it. You mixed it up, and now you've come into like real stuff, real bottles. So you said it's a gel stain, correct? Because I just started using it. I'm going to show everybody what I've done here because we have a lot of folks that love alcohol ink. So you and I were talking about this. So here it is. I just did the 3 colors you sent me, the 3 primaries. So it's yellow, red, and blue. And it made all of these colors. And this is done with just mixing the pigment with alcohol. Isn't that
That's
pretty?
just those 3 colors?
Just those 3 colors. And so I just kind of put them on the paper and took a brush and just squirted alcohol on top of it, and that's what it did. So that's kind of neat. It's a little duller, but I know that you seal yours anyway with your stain. You usually seal it with something, and with alcohol.
Well, you don't have to. If it's not going to be, if it's not going to be subjected to like direct waterfall or like, like heavy wear and tear, you don't have to.
Yeah, it doesn't even come off on my hands. Well, maybe a little bit, but not compared to what alcohol inks will do. We have to seal that with everything. And then I did the metallics. You sent me, what's this one called?
Yeah, those are the artistic vibrations.
What's the name of that one? It's backwards. What is it?
Hephaestus. It's the god of bronze in Greek mythology.
And that was the other thing. All your names are awesome. He names everything. Everything has a name on it. Molly Red Pepper, Blue Thunder. I was looking at, you have some great names. Great names.
Thanks.
So yeah, so I did it with the metallic. This is on Yupo paper, by the way. And then I got to play a little bit more and pushed it together. I just was having fun. So it's really interesting. So I'm going to be playing a lot more with it. So you said that it was a dye and a pigment. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, okay. So as I said, when I was in the spaghetti pot, I had all types of different things around me. And so I just picked everything that was non-toxic and threw it in a pot. So it has dyes, it has pigments, it has minerals. But one thing that it does not have, which is wonderful that you can use it in so many different fashions, and it's like a shapeshifter kind of thing, because it has no plastics in it, no microplastics, no acrylics, no latex, no polymer. So it's safe to wash down your drains and such without worrying about the fish getting it or us eventually. We can't filter that out of our water systems.
Right.
Because without those plastics, it means that it can dry in your paintbrush, and you come back a week later and you just mist your paintbrush with water, and you can just start using whatever
wash it right out
over in it. Yeah. Or if you do a pretty design and you're like, you know what, that looks funky. After it's dry, you just mist it with water and you can take it off.
Amazing.
You can start right back over again. Yeah. So it's like a whole new medium.
So you can use it on wood. You can use it on, tell me some of the things you can use it on.
So you can dilute, it comes in the concentrate. That's why it's a gel. So you can dilute it up to 300%. So, or more. So in some instances, like for wood stain, depending upon how strong and bold I want that color, I dilute it with 1 to 10 parts water. It's really super duper strong. So I'll point you downward real fast so you can see my kitchen table maybe.
Yep.
Can you see that? Okay. So this is all done in unicorn spit. It's an array of different colors. Beautiful. And you can see it's all still like, so this was like maybe 10 parts water on here because I didn't want it to be so vibrant. I really wanted to mingle with the
wood grain.
Deep, mahogany color. I wanted that very earth tone. But you can also, you know how you said about sealing? You can seal after, or you can make it self-sealing. So instead of diluting it with water, you could dilute it with a water-based top coat and make a self-sealing stain.
So you could just change the color of, if you buy, is it you like get it at Lowe's, just like regular water-based stain? Is that what it
like
is?
Polyacrylic water-based top coat. Yeah. And the same goes for like the other things that it can work on is glass. You can use it straight on very clean glass, of course. So you can use it straight on glass for a very
like a translucent look.
It would be like strong. It would be like a paint look on glass.
Okay, more opaque.
And then you can mix in. I like dishwasher safe Mod Podge. And you can make it as opaque or translucent as you like, depending upon if you use, the less spit you use, the more translucent, the more spit you use, the more opaque. And you can get beautiful gallery glass looking
Ooh.
examples. And so I do stained glass a lot.
Oh.
And I also like to put it on like the cup turners and on a regular piece of glass, you know, the cup turners that everybody's crazy about,
Yes.
on glass, and drip it on and just let it spin. And whenever it's dry, it looks like rainbow blown glass. It's so beautiful. And then of course, it can work on wood, glass, metal. Metal, you would just prepare your metal as you would any like an automotive metal. If it's going to be exterior, you know, you can sand it or you can prime it. It'll go right over. All depends on the top coat you use. So if it's going to be outdoors, use an exterior top coat. If it's going to be indoors, you're fine. Use an interior top coat. Fabric, I'll send you a picture of this beautiful wedding dress that I did. It's so pretty. I love it. It's like so gorgeous. Anyway, sorry, I get thinking about it and I forget what I'm doing. So what I do is I just dilute the unicorn spit, just water, or you could add fabric medium and water, mist it on. It doesn't change the texture of the fabric. It doesn't change the turning and the feeling of it. It's just fabric dye. You can wash it. You can make things semi-permanent by just using plain water, and you could wash it out, you know, 2 or 3 cycles and do it all over again. So I think that's kind of fun. And then if you do want to make it permanent, you can either add fabric medium to your watery spray mix, or you can mix it with like Fabric Fuse by E6000, which is like a clear adhesive for clothing, so you don't have to sew. Or if you just do the traditional, like, you know, soak it, mix it with vinegar and do things like that, like you do tie-dye. But there's a number of ways to do it. And on upholstery, I like to spray it. You know, the spray they use to waterproof tents and your boots and your work gloves and stuff like that? It's
that works
just
on
top coat for fabric. And it locks it down.
Wow.
And the colors don't transfer. That's what I love about it on fabric, is that it doesn't change the feel of the fabric. It doesn't change the look of the fabric. Well, it does. It changes the color of the fabric. But, you know, it doesn't change durability. You don't have to sand between coats or wax. It just does it.
I saw you guys you did your somebody's cabinets. I don't know if those were your kitchen cabinets, unicorn spit. I was like, and I have 80s cabinets.
She wanted them to be like a color shift. She couldn't make her mind up between blue and teal. So I made a blue teal color shift that shines with the copper, which brings you to your metallics that you have there. Those are a part of my test market. They haven't been crowned the unicorn spit label yet.
Well, I love them. They're nice. You have so many colors. It's crazy. I mean, I just have a few that I'm starting with, but I mean, there are so many colors that you have out now. It's amazing. You just keep making more.
I can't stop.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
I have a need for something and I go looking for it. And then I'm like, okay, it's not there. So I'm going to make it. And, you know, that's led me down this path. I've always been pretty self-sufficient. My mom and dad taught me to do that kind of stuff and be ingenuitive and, you know, bend things the wrong way to make them work. And it's good. I love making colors. So there's some more colors, more ideas coming up. Shifting. I already have one out now, which is Poseidon. I don't know if you have that color yet. You're going to want to get Poseidon. So I'm working with concepts like stain that shifts, which has never been thought of. So yeah, and Poseidon's the first color I released like that. And it's within the metallics collection.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. So if folks want to kind of watch what you've done and see some of your furniture, she does tons of lives, folks. So head over, check out her page on Facebook, and she's got a public group. It's called Unicorn Spit Official.
Unicorn Spit.
Do I have that right?
Yes, that's the brand's official group. And it's free to join.
Yep, and you're always doing things on there. That's the one that you're always jumping on live and refinishing something.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've spent hours watching you do some things. The last one was the couch. You did a couch and you did like the molding on the side, and I was just like, this woman's amazing. You're just like, I don't know. And I want to do that too. It's a piece of wood is gone on one of my pieces. So I can't remember what it was that you used, but it was some kind of putty. And it
Oh, it's a paper clay.
Yeah, paper clay. So you use that and make
the one that I have is a stone hard. It's not like really, it doesn't break, I should say.
And you stain it.
You can find it on the website.
Looks just like
you
wood
can sand it.
That was crazy.
It's amazingly strong stuff, and that's why I carry that on the website. So it's
awesome. So check out her page. Check that out for sure. And then you have an extravaganza, Unicorn SPiT extravaganza, happening October 1st through the 3rd in Kansas City, Missouri, this year coming up, 2020, right? Or
yeah,
2020. That's still amazing to say. So tell us a little bit about that, and people can buy tickets to go there.
Yeah, well, we're almost out of tickets, so people need to jump on it quick. Once a year, I like to get everybody together that I meet online, because I really take my social media friends very seriously. You know, they're my friends. I'm not from this town, so people in my computer are my people. Yep. And I throw a giant convention where we set up classroom style, and myself and a couple of guest unicorn spitters get up, and we put up a big thing, and it's like arting in concert. And we all do the projects together. Everybody sits down, everyone's got their surface, everyone's got their brush, everyone's got their spit, and we go right along with each other. And we just put on this big fun show. First year was 100, second year was 125, and I had to turn people down, a lot of people down. And so this year I was able to get a bigger place, and we've got room for 210 people. So it's going to be arting all day on Saturday, arting all day Thursday, all day Friday, and then Saturday we're going to have a giant gala where it's a big ball. We're going to have a big fancy ball.
Sounds like fun.
And yeah, and it's at the same time as and I got our event space in a historic building that's right on the street where we're having the big art festival that same weekend. So whenever you go to lunch for the 2.5 hour break, you get to go and enjoy the art festival.
And you can check out all the stuff.
Yeah. So definitely got to come to that. We've got some big name people coming this year, and I'm really excited about that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Fun.
It's going to be really fun. It's in Kansas City. Get your tickets very quickly.
Cold there right now?
No, today it's 60, which is a complete heat wave.
Do you have snow?
No.
I've got snow. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind's blowing like, I don't know, 30 miles an hour behind me right now at the lake. Everything's frozen over. We still have ice.
What lake do you live on?
We're on Pushaw Lake. It's a 7.5 mile lake, Pushaw Lake up in Maine.
Oh.
Yep, 7.5 miles long and 2.5 miles wide. So it's pretty good size. We've been doing cross country skiing, and we've been doing ice fishing and skating. I got my new ice skates this year, so I haven't been out on ice skates for, probably 25 years.
You're gonna do it on the lake?
Yeah, it freezes over. It's not always perfect. You have to have like certain days where it's really smooth. And yeah, it was just like glass out there. You can go forever. It's crazy. It's fun.
So I bet that would be fun. I would like that idea.
So much fun.
A little scary.
Yeah, we check the ice first. So we do a little auger and drill down. It's like 2 feet. They have cars out here on the ice. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're safe.
Well, I've never been to Maine, and maybe I'll come up there when it's warm.
Yes, or the fall. It's really pretty up here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a fast round with you because we're going to be running out of time here.
Go.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions, just fun ones. What's your favorite sweets? Or do you eat sweets?
My favorite sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Those little balls that are in the gold container.
Little hazelnut ones?
Yes. What are they called?
Ferrero
Rocher.
That's it.
I love those.
Those are good. Delicious.
My favorite.
Makes me hungry. So if you could meet a famous person, who would it be? Some Hollywood star.
A famous person. Oh, I was going to say Jiminy Cricket, but I really like him. He seems to be really
Aw.
knowledgeable. A famous Hollywood person to meet. Oh, I know who. The guy who played Aquaman.
Oh, Jason.
He's so
I can't remember his
handsome.
last name. Jason somebody.
Moana or something.
That's it. He's from
I
Hawaii.
can't think of a Hollywood person I could think of.
I think what you just said, I bet you'll have a lot of people. You guys let us know if you agree, because I bet you'll have a lot of people agreeing with that one. What strange habit do you have? Serious
I eat
questions.
the cartilage on any bones, ribs or chicken. I like the cartilage. It's my favorite part of the ribs.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever eaten it. I eat the fat.
Yeah.
If you could travel in time, what year would you go to? Would you go back or would you go forward?
Oh, this year it changes. It totally changes every year. So this year I would love to go back to like 1925, Great Gatsby kind of thing, because that's where my whole mind is right now. The whole extravaganza is being organized around that.
Oh,
so I would love it. I think I was
1925.
meant for that era anyways.
You maybe were reincarnated from that time frame.
Yes.
And do you have a favorite movie of all time?
The Labyrinth.
The Labyrinth. Is that one?
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Puppet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mine's Wizard of Oz. Yeah. I'm doing poppies right now. Everything's about poppies and poppy fields. All right, last one. Do you wish you had flying cars or a machine that could make any kind of food, like in the Jetsons?
Flying cars.
You could get somewhere really fast. I bet.
Yeah.
I think we'll have those in the future. What do you think?
I think they're coming along. They're coming around the mountain.
Yeah, we already can drive themselves. So there you go. I'll put the links for all of your Facebook group, where they can buy Unicorn SPiT if they want to buy Unicorn SPiT. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we will see you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Goodbye.